Hey y'all, John aka Whiskey and Sound, and welcome to another episode of Boilermaker Mondays. Now I thought I'll try something completely different, which I haven't actually done before, and that is one, do an episode outside, and two, do a bit of a Boilermaker pairing with a cigar. So I thought I'd give this a bit of a bash, and what better way to do it than with one of my favourite independent bottlers, and that is Highwayman Whisky. So I thought that I'll treat myself tonight with this absolutely lovely juice. Batch number one, which I was one of the very fortunate few that was able to get their hands on one and still have a bottle to tell the story about. And I know you're probably thinking, well, there's still plenty more liquid left in there. That there is, and with very good reason. So this juice here was so release number one, which was obviously a big release because it was very highly anticipated. Yeah, it was Dan Woolley's first independent bottling release, and just first whiskey to come off the ranks. And it was a marriage of two 20-litre Apera casks and one 20-litre which one was it? Yeah, that's right. One 20-litre tawny cask, which the tawny cask was in Tasmania maturing, and the two 20-litre Apera casks were maturing in Tassie. Yeah, sorry. Actually, I'll start them again. I've got the notes over here as my cross reference, and the way I've written them up, it's kind of stuffed up a bit. So the two 20-litre Apera casks were maturing in Tasmania, whilst the Apera cask was maturing in Byron Bay. They were then, at the end of their 2.5-year maturation period, they were then tipped and put into a French oak super heavy char ex-dry red wine 60-litre cask from Seppesfield. And that spent another 6 months maturing in there, which gives it its lush dark colour that you see right there. And so 3-year whiskey all up, and on the nose, this bad boy is it's very reminiscent of Glendronach. That's what I get on this. Like, it is super red fruits, just real dark fruits, luscious berries, lovely oak influence as well. The filtering that you'll get from the super heavy char is there as well, which is just, it gives it like a real light hints of like just a tiny wisp of smoke. Not a great deal, but just enough there on the nose. Oh, lovely stuff. And it smells like rich and creamy, very decadent. It's vanilla notes are there. There's a light lining of mint as well. And the more I get on the nose, this just unfolds, and it has been unfolding in the bottle as well. So yeah, gorgeous stuff. So whilst that's here in the glass, I'm going to pour my choice of barley wine pairing, which Highwayman Whisky is big anyway. So it's bottled at cask strength, which is 55.5%. So calls for a big beer, and what better way to do it than with barley wine, and a whiskey barrel aged barley wine. So Stomping Ground made this particular barley wine, 10%. Don't you misbehave. Yeah, they made this particular barley wine with Bakery Hill casks. I don't know how long it's spent in the casks for, and I'm pretty sure they're still available as well to buy on their website as well. 2021 series called Into the Wood from Stomping Ground Brewery in Collingwood. So yeah, sitting at 10%, very, very approachable barley wine. It is See, this gives me like, as well as the typical, like that butter menthol note that you'll get from from standard barley wine. This, it's got that very resinous hoppy note that you'll pick up on, and it's also got passion fruit on there, so it's got some tropical fruit laying there as well, and there's also some spicy elements to it as well, which it's like a rye spice that I'll pick up from as well. There's also, yeah, like heaps of tropical fruit on this barley wine, which is fantastic. Now, I'm going to pair this Drew Estate Larutan Dark Angel, which is Nicaraguan origin. It is, for the cigar nerds out there, the binder is undisclosed. The wrapper is Nicaraguan, Connecticut. And the filler and the strength vary on these things, so it's not all, not much has been disclosed on all those other fun notes, but it's natural color there as well. So, and this has been sitting in my humidor for a little bit now, probably a bit too long. I've been meaning to smoke this for a while now. And this gives off fruity aromas, so hence why I'm thinking why this may work really well with this particular pairing. So let's give this all a crack, and I'll get this thing lit up and go from there. So hope this all goes according to plan, which I don't see why it shouldn't, because they're all pretty big flavored. I've been really getting into my Drew Estate cigars as of recent, so actually, what I will do is I'm going to top up my glass, coat the pellet, and then get this cigar lit. Right. Oh, the nose on this Highwayman whiskey. Really luscious stuff. Okay. Oh, man. For those of you that were fortunate enough to get your hands on a bottle, big, rich, juicy. This is, oh man, so Christmas cakey. Yeah, that's got all the dark fruits. Yeah, all the dark fruits, all the cupboard spices that you would come across, like like there's nutmeg, there's clove, cinnamon's running through there. It's got a drawing finish on it that just keeps escalating and coming up with so much more dark, like glazed cherries come through. Stewed prunes and dates come through. It's also got like that butterscotch note that you'll get from sticky date pudding. There's notes of sticky date pudding in there. There's a lot going on with that whiskey. Very big. And I think this barley wine should do the job with opening up the, just, you know what, as more enhancing the fruits, and just making it real rich, creamy, just a big Christmas whiskey, Christmas cake, Boilermaker. That's what I'm trying to achieve with this. And then this just to come through and give like another layer of complexity. So that's my goal with this particular Boilermaker. Now that's not like, all right, it's, don't get me wrong, it's 10% alcohol, so it's not a lightweight of a beer, but for a as far as like a barrel aged barley wine, it's pretty tame. it is pretty tame. That's lovely and fruity. It's almost got, it almost has the, like the kind of approach that you would expect from just a nice, fresh, fruity, hoppy IPA. Like, it's a very easy to approach. It's almost got like a, the ice cream just gone off the tip of my tongue. Splice, that's what it reminds me of. So it's got that pineapple, lime, and coconut going through it. So yeah, that's a very, very summery barley wine to have, and also with that whiskey as well, it works. So I'm just going to get this bad boy lit. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna take a few more draws of that, but that is, it's not like you'll get your espresso coffee notes or there is like, there's an earthy note to it, but there's more. It's probably more like a dark chocolate that comes through, yeah, it would be more like a dark chocolate that I'll get on that. Light spice as well, and underlying fruits. There is definitely underlying fruits there. It's got like a banana peel. Like the. All right, let's see if I can describe this. It's like the nose that you'll get from like a overripe banana peel is what I'm getting on the palate. So yeah, bit of an interesting one, but it's there, I know that much. Now that I've got that, I'm going to go whiskey wash, and then I'm going to go beer rinse and see how that one behaves. Right, so from the cigar to the whiskey, that's already made it super rich on the fruit. But then it's brought a very, very forward chocolate note as well to the front. So, and heaps of raisins have come through as well. So let's see what the beer rinse does. Right, lots more butter menthol has come through now. Okay, so that didn't quite go according to the way that I had it in the back of my head. But that's not to say that it's not going to work. I dare say it's probably going to work the other way around. So whether I go cigar, beer, wash, whiskey, rinse, that may work. But that's still an enjoyable pairing. Not to say that I've done it wrong. Like I said, there's no such thing as making a wrong Boilermaker. If you haven't got a pairing that works, you've just got two separate drinks. But that still works as a pair for me. And it seems to be creating a fourth element in the out of the Boilermaker pairing that you would usually get that third element from if you're having your whiskey on its own and your beer on its own, and then you put the two together and you get that third element that I always talk about in the pairing. This comes up with a, like, having a cigar in the mix gives it another layer again. So yeah, I do like the direction that that's heading into. So the window's picked up a bit, so I need to pay a little bit more attention to this bad boy. So I'll keep this thing alight, and then we'll go through a beer wash and whiskey rinse after that, and we'll see what this does. Okay. Now I get a lot more. I get a lot more. Get a lot more honey on that one actually. That's come through. That's really nice. Yeah. And that underlying fruit that I was talking about, like that banana peel note, is still there. But yeah, it's either like there's like a syrupy note towards it, which I think is reminiscent from the beer that's still on the palate, obviously, and it's still coming through. But let's draw back on that one, and then we'll get straight onto the beer wash and do a whiskey rinse and see what that does. Oh yeah, super fruity, super tropical fruit. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. Oh, all the Christmas cake. That is, yeah, just a big, rich, powerful of just decadence. It is just so much happening there. Yeah, I'm actually glad that I went down this path with this particular pairing. That is so good. So good. Why have I not done cigar pairings with Boilermakers? Yeah, I need to do so many more of these. And I'll tell you what, in the comments, feel free, if you've had any experience with doing Boilermakers with cigar pairings, let me know. And that way it can also give me and I'll be honest, like this is an experiment for me. So I am forever learning, trying to draw knowledge from whoever, and as well as my own experience with doing Boilermaker pairings. And that's like, that creates a fun with all this, as I've said in the past. But if you've had prior experience, then school me. Let me know. Let me know what concoctions that you've come up with, and what pairings that you've been able to come up with that are good, reliable, or ones that were a hit and miss for you. So then that way I can avoid it. But yeah, if you haven't come across Boilermaker pairings with cigars, then and you want me to do more of those, then cool. If you want me to try doing Boilermaker pairings with say something like a jerky perhaps, or chocolate pairing, then let me know, because I'll be happy to do more of those style of episodes for you. So yeah, keep the feedback coming. And for those that are just sussing out the channel, and this is your first episode that you stumbled across, feel free to like and subscribe. And that way at least you keep up to date on whatever new episodes come out, which is on a Monday night, 7 PM. And stay tuned for some further episodes. Now that things have opened up here in Melbourne, we should be seeing a lot more people jumping on the show. Just saying, maybe next week might be the start of that. So yeah, keep it on the next episode. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this cigar and this lovely pairing. So I'll bid you all a happy week, and I will catch you all on the next episode.